Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. I am just doing my reaction to WrestleMania 34, which took place last night. So this was a 5-hour main show with a 2-hour pre-show. I finished work on Sunday at 10 o'clock. I was waiting for a friend to come over, so I didn't start the pre-show. Unfortunately, did have the first pre-show match spoiled for me from looking online. I was scrolling through Facebook, and then because it refreshes whenever you scroll down enough, it started to show it. So it started off with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which Wogan Matt Hardy won. Wouldn't complain about that. It was a nice way to do it. Last three came down to him, Mojo Rawley, and Baron Corbin, who were the two winners. I think Kane came like fourth or fifth, and then Dolph was thrown out at some point, who was my pick. Like I didn't even see that he got thrown out. And then Bray Wyatt appears, and it turns out that he and Matt Hardy now have an alliance, which I am not against at all. I think everyone wanted that because they're basically, obviously, the way they talk, everyone buys into it and stuff like that. And this would definitely be a move up for Bray Wyatt now. So yeah, Matt Hardy has won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I think afterwards, talking to it like Andre was in the statue or something, which was pretty cool. We then had the Cruiserweight title match between Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. Brilliant match for the Cruiserweights. Cedric Alexander eventually won. The storytelling at the end was brilliant. Cedric was literally just telling him to stay down because he did his like reverse elbow like 3 times, then hit with a lumbar check and actually got the pin to finally, well-deservingly, become Cruiserweight champion. It was very Shawn Michaels Ric Flair-esque from WrestleMania 24 after Cedric won, so held him close afterwards because he didn't want to push him that far. Yeah, Cedric is Cruiserweight champion. I am more than happy for him. It's been over a year in the making, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to rebuild credit to the Cruiserweight title after the whole Enzo thing. Then we had the women's WrestleMania Battle Royal. So a friend was looking through Twitter, and this would have been the brilliant name for it if it was named after Sensational Sherry. It would have been the Sensational Invitational, which would be pretty cool. So it came down to so my pick was Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch came like 5th. They had like 6 NXT call-ups. They had the iconic duo, Kairi Sane, and 3 others. I know one of them's Indian woman. Can't remember what her name is. I don't know if she's recently been signed. There's the one that has the long hair, and then there was someone else. I can't really remember. But yeah, I think Becky got eliminated. She was like 6th. And then Riot Squad started ganging up on Bayley and Sasha. Then they managed to eliminate all the Riot Squad. Then came down to Bayley and Sasha. And then Bayley managed to throw Sasha out, which I was happy because I thought Bayley would have won. Then out of nowhere comes Naomi, who I fucking paid no attention to. I didn't see where she went. Like I noticed at one point Becky went under the ring, but that was like near the beginning. Naomi appears out of nowhere, hits Bayley with a rear end and throws her out. And I was like, really? Naomi wins? I would have been much happier with Bayley to win. Like, nothing against Naomi, it was just sort of the way she just sort of popped in. It's like, oh, I'm completely fresh because no one's actually hurt me. You know, it's like, it just didn't sit well with me. Like, it would have been much better for Bayley to win. You know, give her some credit or something, because obviously it's all been about Sasha and Charlotte and all that. Like, it'd be nice for Becky or Bayley to have something for a change. Then we go on to the main show. Opening up the IC title. Seth Rollins comes out. I think is like a walker from Game of Thrones. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I had my friend to tell me about that. I was wondering why his eyes were all like really blue for some reason. Like I thought it was lighting to start with, and then it turns out he's actually wearing contact lenses for a bit. Then the Miz comes out, tells Miz Taraj to go to the back, and then Finn comes out, which I thought since he was coming out last, it might have been Demon Finn. Turns out it's just regular Finn. They're promoting the Balor Worldwide, which is him embracing the LGBTQT, I think it's called. Can you see basically like lesbian, bi, transgender, whatever the other ones are. Which I'm not against that. I'm quite happy for that, but I guess it's because of all the people they had. That's why they went out last instead, because it would have been hard to get rid of all of them and then have the Miz come out. Really solid match. I really enjoyed it. I did have Miz to win, but it turns out Seth actually won. There's where Finn hits coup de grace on Miz, goes to pin him, and then Seth hits him with a curb stomp onto Miz, and then he hits Miz with the curb stomp, pins Miz, becomes Intercontinental Champion. Means he's now the final member of the Shield to become a Grand Slam champion. Obviously, I think Dean was first. I think. Yeah, Dean was first, then it was Roman, now Seth. Very solid match, I did really enjoy that one. I think next was Charlotte and Asuka, which pretty solid match. I think Charlotte's hit her best spear ever. Like her ones that she normally does are a bit tame. They're sort of like edge level, where it's sort of like more of a hugging spear. This one she like does Roman or Goldberg style spear on Asuka. She does a Spanish fly from the top, which was pretty cool. It's a lot of submission based things, and then eventually she gets fired up and locks Asuka in the figure eight for Asuka to tap out. So the streak is over in New Orleans. That's 2 streaks now. First the Undertaker, now Asuka. Asuka then gets the microphone afterwards and says that Charlotte was ready for Asuka, which is pretty cool. Turns out both Rumble winners had the promo to say afterwards, I think. Well, they basically had a little moment afterwards, which I'll get into later with the other one. I can't remember what order. I'm trying to remember the order of them. I'll try and go with what I can remember. I believe it was the Fatal 4-Way for the title. My opinion, probably the worst match of the night. It was good. Like obviously, there's a bunch of RKOs and all this stuff. One thing that someone noticed was Aiden English shaved his hair between the pre-show and the main show, because he had like his usual long hair and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, he's just about the skinhead. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did I miss that? Rusev could have had a better entrance. Like Aiden English on the microphone, mwah. But like I would have liked for him to have like some grand entrance. None of them did. Like even Bobby Roode didn't have a grand entrance. It was just his regular glorious one. And then yeah, people hitting the moves and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, Jinder wins. Yeah, it would have been a much better moment if Rusev won the US title. I'm pretty sure the reason he was put in there was so he could win it. Although they did kind of do that with they brought him back for the Rumble only for him to lose, so you never know. But Jinder's the US champion now. We'll see where it goes. I really hope they don't do what they did with the WWE title, where he's doing the whole, oh, I'm from here and your country sucks, blah blah blah, I'm a foreign, ha ha ha, and all this shit. But we'll see how it plays out on the SmackDown after WrestleMania. Then we had Ronda and Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie. Ronda Rousey for a debut match. Maybe I would say it's like for me probably the best debut for someone going into WWE from a different company or outside WWE. Like I'm not saying like people that are in other wrestling businesses to then WWE, like you get with most of them. Like people like actors and obviously mixed martial artists, you know, think like they haven't really focused too much on wrestling, but she was brilliant in the ring, and there's a brilliant moment where she literally beats the fuck out of Triple H. Her trash talking is amazing. There's a bit where she goes to pin, Triple H pulls the ref out. She's like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, I tell you what, you wait here whilst I continue beating up your wife, okay? Like that. And then just the ending to it. Like she basically gets Steph and she starts like stretching her arm out with the shoulder. She basically starts losing the grip before the armbar. And she goes, oh, are you going to say you're sorry? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. She goes, too late, and literally just instantly pulls back on the arm, and then Steph taps out. So Rousey and Angle win. I really did enjoy that match. I'm not sure about match of the night, but it was pretty damn good, if I'm honest. That or the IC title, maybe. Then we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, because I think that's the one that sort of like was, I wouldn't say it was lackluster. I think it just didn't have momentum because of the mixed tag match before it. But we had the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I was going to go with the Usos. Bludgeon Brothers was caused a ton of damage and then like not even full. Very solid match. Big E is a fucking powerful man. And then basically just everyone hitting their moves and stuff like that. And then they do a combo powerbomb on Kofi, I think. And they get the win, and the Bludgeon Brothers are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Not against it. Just trying to think who would be... Like, I want them to hold it for quite a few months. Maybe Authors of Pain could go after them if they get called to the main roster. You never know. But I'm very happy for the Bludgeon Brothers. Very happy for Luke Harper to finally have a title again. Luke Harper he's a very underrated wrestler in my opinion. So I'm very happy that he's actually won the title. Then we went on to... What else was there? Shit. Oh, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. If Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn lose, they stay fired on SmackDown. If they win, they get reinstated. They cheap shot Daniel Bryan and Shane. Daniel Bryan's taken out for about 10 minutes. Shane's fighting by himself. And then Daniel Bryan gets a hot tag. And it's like he's not missed a day ever. He's like, literally everything was smooth. Eventually he starts doing all the moves on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Hits Sami, with the running knee, and then puts him in the crossface. I was thinking Kevin's going to try and get involved somehow. Then I think he ends up tapping out anyway. So then Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon win. I told him, like, this is the only one between me and my friend that I actually got right and he didn't. Because mine was, they're going to lose, but then they'll just show up on Raw the night after, because the whole thing is they're fired from SmackDown. So it said, well, we're not fired from Raw, so basically that was my logic to it. What do we have next? I think we had Raw Women's title match. Oh no, at some point, so through most of the night, which I was quite entertained by this, Cena was outside, like in the crowd as a regular fan watching the show. The amount of times they cut to Cena, if you took it every time, you'd probably go through about 5 points. Like, because they just kept cutting to him, like, watching the match, and he's like, hey, look, I'm doing this. And then eventually, like, this is one of the bits that got me, was a bit annoying, that after the SmackDown Women's Championship, after, like, an amazing match like that, they cut to a referee running down the ramp to go to Cena and say, oh, Undertaker's here. So, basically, he then hops the barricade and runs all the way up during Charlotte's celebration, which was like, oh, it's like, you could have done this, like, at a different time or something at least. So then Cena comes out later on, full on gear, comes out, waiting there. Another referee comes out and says, oh, Undertaker's actually not here. And so he's like, oh, come on. It's like, you gotta be, I've just been told that. Yeah, so he starts walking back, lights go out, everyone freaks out. And then I jokingly said, oh, what if it's Elias? And then next thing you know, and it's Elias. And he's doing his little concert, which was pretty cool. I got a WrestleMania moment, which was nice. For then Cena to beat him up, do his 5 moves of doom. Elias then gets taken out of the ring. He starts walking at the ramp because he thinks, well, Undertaker's definitely not here. Gets about 3/4 of the way up, lights out again, about a 30-second wait, and then gong. No, actually, it's not that. Sorry, it's the basic lights go off, lights come back on, center of the ring, and there's a hat and the gloves and the jacket just sat in the ring. Thunder strikes it. Lights go out again, comes back and it's gone. Like Cena's selling. I'm not saying Cena's selling, but like Cena's face reactions are amazing for this. He's like completely freaked out about it. And then the gong hits. And then my only problem with this, like, it was great that the Undertaker returned, but it was so fucking blue. Like, I get it, like it's all darkness and stuff, but I could barely see the Undertaker. Funnily enough, you can't see John Cena in the blue light, which was funny as hell. And like that was my only problem with it. Like, it was brilliant that he was back. I was really glad we got the match, but it was just so blue. They could have toned it down a bit, I think, because you could barely see anything, which is, I'm sure the pictures are terrible. So then Undertaker gets in the ring. Cena's literally frightened. He's like, oh shit, the Undertaker's actually here. A lot of offense by the Undertaker. He is moving a lot quicker than he did a few years ago. Like instantly he like starts hitting a bunch of strikes on John Cena, ducks and does his flying clothesline. Cena gets one bit of offense in this match, and this is how much of a squash it is. He does a backdrop, like just a backdrop, not his spinning backdrop, just a backdrop. Goes to You Can't See Me, goes to the bounce off the ring, Undertaker sits up, freaks John Cena out, chokeslam, tombstone, that's it. Undertaker wins in about 7 minutes. It's pretty badass. Like, I'm happy they did that. Rather than like another 30 match or something, I was more than happy with 7 minutes. And John Cena loses after 1 chokeslam, 1 tombstone. Pretty good. I like that very much, because I do get a bit tired of people kicking out of God knows how many finishes, and the main event is a death example of that. So yeah, we had that. Undertaker wins in about 8 minutes. John Cena loses in 8 minutes. Can't go right. So then I think we have the Raw Women's match. No, I think SmackDown came after that, which is probably why there wasn't much momentum going into it. But then I think the Raw Women's match was next. Between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. Alexa Bliss comes down. Next thing you know, Mickie James shows up. It's going to be by her side. Nia Jax comes out, literally beats the fuck out of Mickie James, demolishes her, so she's gone before the match. Alexa and Mickie Alexa and Nia in the ring. Alexa's trying to like slap her, trash talk her and all this stuff. Nia's beating the crap out. And then there's 2 or 3 instances where Alexa literally pokes the eye of Nia, and that's how she gets some offense in, and then starts kicking her and everything. Gets quite a bit of offense. It then ends with Alexa literally picking her trash talk and slapping her across the face. Nia gets really pissed, starts attacking her, picks her up for the Samoan drop position, climbs the turnbuckle, drops her off from there, gets the pin. Nia, again like Cedric, finally getting the title that she's deserved after a long time. I've been for Nia Jax winning the title months ago. Like she's had like I said before, she probably had 3 title matches. One was at WrestleMania last year where they all ganged up on her, and that's how she got eliminated first. Another one was against Alexa Bliss where she lost because of disqualification, and then she's got this one where she's actually won, so I'm quite happy for that. Then we have AJ Styles versus Nakamura in the Dream match, because they kept wanting to sell that. This one wasn't much of a dream. I started dozing off a bit, like maybe because it was about 3:30 going into 4 o'clock at this point. No, I think it was 4 o'clock at this point actually. It was just slow, and it was sort of like not too interesting. It's like, sure, it's all technical and they're doing whatever. AJ hits a phenomenal forearm. Nakamura kicks out. They're just their moves. Nakamura's doing the come on thing. The only thing that interested me was the first couple of minutes. Shinsuke's trying to do his whole little cocky thing, like the bit where he against the rope, he starts doing that against him, and they're supposed to be like freaked out. AJ literally just gives his foot thing, like he's just doing like whatever, and then just slaps him in the face. The most interesting part came after the match. So I think Shinsuke went for Kinshasa, and then I think AJ grabbed his leg, rolled through, managed to pick for a Styles Clash, pinned him that way. Actually won with a Styles Clash, so that's pretty cool. And then there's a bit after Shinsuke basically gets helped up by AJ. Shinsuke grabs the title, goes on one knee, hands it to him like AJ takes it, and then out of nowhere, Shinsuke fucking low blows AJ Styles. Holy shit, Nakamura heel turn. It just got more interesting. Like literally the most interesting part about their match was after it. So Nakamura now heel. I'm going to be interested to see where this goes. Maybe that's what Nakamura needs. Like, some people aren't interesting as faces. Nakamura is one of them, in my opinion. Like, I've just not got the interest that everyone did. Like, I was interested in him when he was in NXT for a few months. But then after that, it's sort of like, he's not been built properly. So maybe him going on a heel run would do that. It was the same with AJ Styles. Like, as a face, it was like, that's cool. Then him as a guy was like completely amazing. The only reason he's turned face is because of basically his hard work and everyone appreciating it. So yeah, Nakamura's now a heel. Good on them. So it was a fun thing because both Rumble winners then lost at WrestleMania. First time in history. It's historic. But yeah. Like, I joke with a friend, maybe the Japanese market isn't as strong as I thought they were because there was basically 2 Japanese wrestlers that won the Rumble. And then we get Braun Strowman and a mystery partner. I spent all night trying to figure out who the fuck it was going to be. I was like, maybe it could be Bray Wyatt. Then Bray Wyatt appears in the pre-show. I was like, okay, it's not Bray Wyatt. Maybe it could be Elias. And then he appears during the TNT thing. Okay, it's not Elias. Who the fuck is it going to be? I'm jokingly going like, Hornswoggle, James Ellsworth, Gilbert, Samoa Joe would have been fucking amazing. We were there for ages. Like, the bar comes out on this little, like, carriage thing with a bunch of people with in costumes with giant statue, like, clay head things. Sort of like, you know, the little bobble heads you get, they sort of look like that. I was literally just pissing myself laughing at the entrance. They come down, Braun then comes out, pushes the stage, like, literally, as he comes out, all the people on the, like, on the little thing just start fucking run away, like, oh shit, we're going to kill us! Which is quite funny, and then he basically gets the little carriage and literally just pushes it off the stage. And then he basically goes, oh, do you want to know who my mystery partner is? Well, I waited for tonight because it's one of you. And I just said, oh, it's going to be someone from the crowd, isn't it? And he literally picks someone from the crowd. He picks like a 10-year-old boy. He's like, what's your name, boy? He goes, it's Nicholas. Get off for Nicholas. And then they have their match. It's mostly the kid looking like he's going to shit himself anything. He's like just shaking on the ring like that. Braun's like being double teamed mostly and taken down. He tags Nicholas in. Nicholas stands there for like a minute and then tags Braun back in, and Braun just instantly demolishes Cesaro, running past them for the pin. So Braun Strowman and this kid Nicholas are the Raw Tag Team Champions. I'm still trying to process that now. Like, the last hour, if I'm honest, was a bit weird. Didn't go against the show. I'm pretty sure they're going to lose it the next night, but I guess it's a moment to remember when a 10-year-old kid on the grandest stage of them all became fucking tag team champion. So now he's beat Rene Dupree as the youngest champion in history, at like 10 or 12 years old, wherever he is. But that's against the rules. You can't have anyone wrestling that's under 16. Well, I guess he technically didn't wrestle, so I guess it's fine. Then we have the main event. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Ugh. So, try this again. Roman's being booed. Brock Lesnar was being booed. It felt like WrestleMania 20. So, like, this is why I don't like the whole kicking out multiple finishes. So, I think there's about 10 German flexes. There's an F5. Roman kicks out. There's another F5. Roman kicks out. I think Roman hits 2 spears. Brock Lesnar kicks out. Brock then F5s Roman through a table and then in the ring and F5s him again. For the 4th time, Roman kicks out. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, get it, Roman's supposed to be this superhuman thing. It's just fucking ridiculous now. I think Roman then hits 2 more spears. And Brock kicks out them. So Brock's kicked out of 4 spears. Roman's kicked out of 4 F5. And then it gets to a 5th F5, I believe. Roman kicks out of that again. I don't care how much they want to push Roman. That's just fucking ridiculous. Like, no one kicks out of 3 tombstones. Why would anyone kick out of 5 F5s, considering no one's kicked out of 1 for the past year and a half? And then Brock then takes his gloves. This is where it turns. Brock takes his gloves off, elbows Roman head, Orton style. Roman is cut here, bleeding heavily. And then I think he spears Brock again, and then Brock kicks out, and then he goes to spear him again, and Lesnar catches him, F5s him again. I think it's for the 6th time. 1, 2, 3. Brock wins. I was like, did that just fucking happen? Like, I think it, like, in my opinion, I think it's a smart move. Because if Roman won, everyone would have instantly shit on the show. Some people still are because Brock won, because apparently he's on his way. But it was the smarter decision for Brock to win. Because if you had it where Roman's triumphant yet again, people would probably just cancel the network and stop watching because they know it's the same shit every year. The thing that bugged me was they had that, Brock won, they did the whole highlights of WrestleMania, like the 3 montage videos they do. Then the last thing is Roman Reigns getting this like supposed Warriors like round of approval or round of applause or something. Basically goes to his family, like looking around like, oh my god, I'm so sorry I let you all down. And they play his music as he's going off walking on his own. It's like, why even when he fucking loses is he the last thing about the show? It's not about Roman. It's just like it almost fucking ruined the like I wouldn't say it ruined it for me. It's just sort of like that's how you end it. End it on Brock going out as champion, and then you could literally have it as it was before. Like they had four officials around Roman sorting his head out. Like that could have been an ending show. You didn't need it to be Roman walking out. Like save that for one of the smaller pay-per-views, not fucking WrestleMania. But overall, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy this WrestleMania. Even if WWE Championship Dream Match was a bit lackluster, the Raw Tag Team was confused as hell, the wrong person won for the US title, and the whole ending to the Universal title. I'm very happy with the show. IC title was brilliant. SmackDown Tag title, really enjoyed that. Ronda and Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, fucking amazing. I enjoyed the Battle Royal. I enjoyed Cedric becoming Cruiserweight Champion, Nia becoming Raw Women's Champion. Charlotte Flair and Asuka was brilliant. And then Cena Taker, I really enjoyed. Like I said, an overall good show. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you think of WrestleMania 34, and I shall hopefully see you in the next one.